Hi friends, I feel like I haven't really vlogged in a while, which is partly true because my last video I had actually filmed like a week or so before I uploaded it, so it's been a while. I'm just gonna be honest, I have been having a really hard time and I was hesitant to talk about it because I know there's a lot going on in the world and it just kind of feels like all of our, smaller problems are pale in comparison to everything that's going on in the world, and there's just like a lot of heaviness. But I think it's also important just to talk about things like this because it can seem like everything is perfect on social media and that kind of thing, because like a lot of people say people only really post the highlights, and I try not to do that because I think that if you only post the highlights, it kind of gives the false sense of that, that person's happy all the time, they're positive all the time. And don't get me wrong, that can be very motivating and can be very uplifting, but then at some points if you're struggling through something, it can kind of make you feel bad about yourself and kind of make you feel like you're not doing enough or you're supposed to feel a different way than you're feeling. And so I thought I would just share what I've been going through, and hopefully maybe it helps somebody else that's watching this know that they're not alone in what they're feeling. Let's start off with the past week or so. I've been in a bit of a depressive episode, pretty much a depressive episode. That's why I'm seeing a psychiatrist, and I think it's just all of the changes and everything, and I'm almost wrapped up doing treatment and that kind of thing, and I'm just feeling like really lost. And I do want to eventually find a job and that kind of thing, but I still have quite a few appointments that I have to go to. I am trying to just take the time to take care of myself, but sometimes it's hard to do that, if that makes sense. So I'm really making an effort to try and help myself feel better. Like I said, I do know that I am very privileged to be able to have a psychiatrist and to be able to do cognitive behavioral therapy, because I know that a lot of people don't have access to that. There's wait lists, and then if you do it through like somebody other than a psychiatrist, it can be really expensive. So I do feel very fortunate that I do have that opportunity, and I'm not taking it lightly. Like, I had a cognitive behavioral therapy session the other day, and my psychiatrist actually said that she is very proud of me because I get homework every week, and she's told me every week that not to feel pressured to do a certain amount, but I always try to do homework every day so that it will end up helping me. I do want to just be as transparent as possible, because one way I do feel guilty because I know that in my head I feel like I shouldn't be feeling this way because I survived, and there's a lot of people that don't survive cancer, and that's just like really sad to think about. And the fact that, I'm still here and I got a second chance, my treatments worked and everything, I still feel that bit of survivor's guilt. But then at the same time, I think in the context of everybody else that I know in my life that hasn't gone through cancer, it can be a very isolating experience, and I think I underestimated survivorship. And I'm saying this because even though I haven't technically gotten the all clear yet, that's not until the end of this month, which I'm looking forward to, but I'm just anticipating it, I guess. And I think that is also a privileged thing to say, because I know that I'm going to make it through this and that I have a future to look into and I have a future to look forward to. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is I think all your feelings are valid, even if you think that somebody else's situation is worse than yours. But I think that that's kind of mixed up mentality in a way, because we shouldn't really be comparing ourselves to other people in that way. Anyways, I feel like I'm just like talking about this, but I really just wanted to have an open conversation about this because I just think it's really important. And like I've said before, it's important for me to be as honest as I can, because it's okay not to be positive every single moment of every single day, but also I think there is value in having a positive outlook in general, if that makes sense. That doesn't mean, like I said, you have to be positive every single second of every single day, and there's obviously so many factors that contribute to things like depression and anxiety, and so yeah, there's just multiple factors involved, but I am slowly coming back to myself. And again, like I said, not every day is going to be sunshine and rainbows, but I'm actively trying to feel better because I know it's important. And things that have been helping me is I've been recipe testing and cooking more, which is an activity that brings me a lot of joy. And I'm actually filming right now a what I eat in a week, and I don't know if that'll be the next video that you see. Oh, and then as an update from yesterday I went for physiotherapy, and it was a really good session. So I started off on the treadmill, and they've changed up my whole routine at physio, so I'm doing a completely different routine there, and then I'm continuing on with the exercises that I started off with at home. So they're focusing more on building up my endurance and still building on my strength. So like I said, I did the treadmill for 10 minutes, and then I did some of the new exercises, and then at the end we ended off with 5 minutes on the elliptical, and oh my good lord, that was really hard. I almost didn't make it to 5 minutes, and I was just sweating so much when I got off of it. My legs were like so wobbly that I just had to sit down, but it felt good to be able to do that much exercise. And I'm gonna be honest, I am having a bit of a slower day, but I can still, get around and that kind of thing. And I think it's also a combination of all that exercise and then having to drive back and forth, and you don't really realize sitting in traffic that can be tiring, even though I wasn't driving. But still, yeah, I'm very pleased with the progress that I've been making, and I actually had a full circle moment. I have had a full circle moment a couple of times being on the treadmill. So when I'm standing on the treadmill, there's a window that you look out, and this is at Toronto Rehab. And right across the street is Sick Kids, where I used to be a patient, and it's actually facing the entrance that my uncle dropped me off. My mom and I, he dropped us off when I had to go there for the very first time to emergency back when I was 14 years old to be diagnosed with Myasthenia Gravis. And looking back at how weak I felt and all that I couldn't do back then, and so scared out of my mind what was going on, and everything that I've overcome since then, and to be able to be standing there, walking there on a treadmill, looking out the window and just seeing how far I've come. I've battled myasthenia gravis, I've battled cancer, and to just be able to do exercise again, which back then I would have thought that I would have never been able to do that kind of exercise again, I think is just really cool and really huge. And I think it just reminds me that I've been really hard on myself, and I don't give myself enough credit, and I guess I just never really realized until that moment of how much I've actually accomplished and actually pushed through, I guess. So there's a little reminder too that if you're being hard on yourself, just remember that you've probably gone through so much, especially if you're battling mental illness, chronic illness, cancer, whatever. You've been through so many hardships, so many hurdles that you probably don't even realize, and you're making more progress than you know. So yeah, I thought I would just add add that in there. Oh, and then last night, so I came home and I was a part of this, so I went to Brock University, I don't think that's a secret. I was a part of this co-curricular program. It was called Med Plus. And so last year in my 4th year, I did a presentation on Myasthenia Gravis and sort of like the patient perspective. So this co-curricular program is a bunch of students that want to go into the healthcare field, and I did that presentation last year before my cancer diagnosis, and I was actually invited back this year as an alumni to do the presentation again, but also add the cancer part. So that went really well, and I think that also gave me a boost too, because I enjoy doing those kind of things, and I actually really like question and answer periods too, because I just really like talking about these things and being an advocate. Yeah, that was really cool to be able to do, and that was a really great opportunity, and I really enjoyed doing that. And then after that I just kind of rested because it was a very long day. So I don't have many plans. I am gonna go to Shoppers with my mom because they're having this like extra point sale, so we have a couple of things that we need to pick up, and that'll be my outing for the day. But I think I might just do maybe some hobbies. I don't know, I've been talking for a really long time, so I'm gonna end this clip very soon. But yes, I hope you all are doing very well, and yeah, thank you for continuing on this journey with me. It's actually the next day, it's Friday. So last night I went with my mom to Shoppers Drug Mart. So I just thought I'd do a little skincare haul. So the main thing that we got as like a restock is this micellar water by La Roche-Posay. And my mom has actually started to use this, so we got 2 of them. And then I needed another moisturizer, so I wanted to try something new. So my last haul of skincare products, I tried this serum by the La Roche-Posay's Hydrophase line, and I wanted to try the moisturizer in that range. This is what it looks like, and they had a light one and a rich one, so I got the rich one because my skin is super dry and I get like dry patches, so I'm gonna try that and see if I like it. And one thing I really like about Shoppers Drug Mart, like if you have a Shoppers Drug Mart, if you buy these like skincare products and you either don't like them or your skin reacts to them, you can, even if you've used it, you can take it back and they'll give you your money back. At least that's like my Shoppers that I go to. So I think that's really great because my skin is super sensitive, so sometimes I'm hesitant to try new products. Like the last time we went, we got this eye cream, and my mom's gonna use it because she really likes it. Like she got one herself, so I'm not gonna return it. She's just gonna use it. But I got like little bumps under my eyes, so I had to stop using it. On that note, I got a new eye cream to try, and they said to me, if you don't like it, if it irritates your skin, then just bring it back. And this one is by Avene, I think that's how you say it, and it's for sensitive eyes. And I have tried products from this brand before, so I don't think there is going to be an issue. That other one was from a brand that I had never tried before, so this is what it looks like. And they gave me some samples, some La Roche-Posay samples. So this one is another serum. I think I've tried this one before. It's by their Uterine line, which is their really sensitive one. I didn't find that much of a difference in terms of like hydration using that, so that's why I've switched over to like the Hydrophase line. And then there's this one. This is like an all over body lotion. You can use it on your face, but when I was using it on my face at first, it kind of pills a bit. And then they gave me another little box of samples. So if you haven't seen my other video where I talked about this, Shoppers has these little boxes for cancer patients. So it comes with some little samples, and then it comes with a book all about how to take care of your skin during cancer treatments. So again, there's that same cream that I just showed. So there's one that's a wash as a part of that line, and then the cream. And then this, I've mentioned this product before, but this is apparently supposed to be really good if you have specific dry patches, and you can also use it on your lips and everything like that. And then this one is the Uterine line, the moisturizer. So I have tried this one before, and again, I don't think it's as like enough hydration that I need, but these products are very gentle on the skin, especially if you're going through chemotherapy or radiation that can cause your skin to be super sensitive. And my skin was sensitive before all of this anyways, so yeah, those are two of the brands. This brand is also pretty good. I have tried the thermal water that they have when I was getting like really hot cheeks. That was really good to help cool it down. And I was also using this like after sun moisturizer from Avene that was cooling as well. So as for serums, I really like the Lindy Skin one. I'll show you it. So this one is by Lindy Skin. It's a smaller skincare brand that caters to people going through cancer treatments, and they make them especially for people going through cancer treatments, but you don't have to be going through treatments to use these products. Like, you don't even have to have had like a cancer diagnosis. But I really like this one. This one was in lavender, and I think they also have a citrus one, and this is empty. This was well loved, but I just like to switch up the products that I'm using, you know, variety. But if you're looking for a really good serum, especially during the middle of treatments, this one is really good. It's been my favorite so far. And as for, they have a really good face moisturizer as well, but also the La Roche-Posay is also a very good brand if you have super sensitive skin. Hello, it is Saturday now, and I haven't really done much, to be honest. I feel like this video might be a little boring, but I just haven't been feeling well, and I haven't been able to really do much. Like, my body just feels like really exhausted, and no matter how much sleep I'm getting, I'm still really tired, which is really frustrating. I think it's a combination of a couple of things. I think I may have pushed myself a little too much at physiotherapy, so I'm gonna tell my physiotherapist when I go for my next appointment, because she said to just monitor how I'm doing afterwards, the days afterwards, and if I can't really do anything, that means I've pushed myself too hard. And I know I did push myself hard, and I know I probably shouldn't have, but I did anyways. But then I also think it's the combination of the low iron, which I'm still waiting on coverage and that kind of stuff for the iron infusion. So I'm not sure when I'm going to be getting that, but I'm trying to be kind to myself, but it's very frustrating to now 3 days in a row to be feeling like this. Even the other day when I went to Shoppers with my mom, it took a lot of energy out of me to go. And I'm glad I got out of the house, and I'm glad I was able to go, but I was just exhausted. Yeah, I guess I just have to take it easy. But I thought I would actually update you on some of the books that I've read, because January, like I've said in a couple videos ago, I was really into reading. I read 6 books. Then February came around and I just couldn't focus anymore. And I'm actually seeing a neuropsychologist at the cancer hospital. So I had my first appointment the other day with her, so we're trying to fix my focus and improve my concentration. Improve my focus and my concentration. I've been trying to read whenever I can, but I'm not putting pressure on myself to read like a number of books right now because my brain just like, I don't know, can't really focus. So I did actually finish a book, and I'm almost finished another book, so I thought I would show you. I finished A Court of Thorns and Roses, which you would have seen in my last video I was reading. So I really liked this. I think I would give this like maybe a 4 out of 5 stars, just because some parts I found were pretty slow, but then there was like some really good parts where I wanted to keep reading. And if you've never read this book before, it's a part of a adult fantasy romance series, and this is the first book, and it's kind of like a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but an adult version of Beauty and the Beast. It's loose. I think it's loosely based on Beauty and the Beast. It's in like a magical realm. It's a human being taken captive as like a prisoner to this like high lord of like the fairy world. I don't want to say too much about it in case you want to read it, but it is a really good book, and a lot of people actually really like this series. This is a pretty popular adult romance series, so I really did enjoy the first book, and now I am on the second book, which is A Court of Mist and Fury, and I'm not too far into it. This one is pretty chunky. I mean, the first book, this is the difference. And the first book took me a while to read, so I'm just taking it at my own pace, and I'm alternating between this book and actually a non-fiction book I've been reading. I feel like I've been reading this book for a long time, but to be honest, I picked it up at one point and then I wasn't in the mood to read non-fiction, so I didn't really read much of it. So I've read most of it within the past couple of days, but it's the little book of, I never know how to pronounce this word, Huga. Anyways, I read one of his other books, and one of you sent me this one, and then somebody else sent me his other book, which is all about happiness and that kind of thing, and this one's all about like the Danish way of life and this concept of hygge, which is like roughly translated into like basically cozy vibes. So I only have like 80 pages left, so I think I'm gonna finish this today, maybe tomorrow, we'll see. It's not a very hard book to read. There's like lots of pictures, and like there's not like a whole lot of text on each page, which I am appreciating right now as I'm trying to, like I said, regain focus and improve my concentration. So I've just been flip-flopping between these two books with whatever I feel like. And then also I am reading Mind Over Mood for my cognitive behavioral therapy, the chapters that my psychiatrist assigns each week. So I have to read 2 chapters this week, and they're not very long, so I think I might do that this afternoon. And yeah, I guess the only thing I can do is rest, which there comes a point where you get tired of resting, but just have to listen to my body. So I'm just about to get ready for bed, but I did end up finishing the little book of hygge. Hygge. Anyways, I finished the book and I liked it. I do think that it was kind of repetitive, like the same concepts kept coming up, but I did enjoy it, and it was an easy read, pretty fast-paced, and I think it brought me back into reading, which was good. So I finished that one. So now I only have one more book left of his. He has 3 books, so like I mentioned earlier, I've read one of the other ones, which was The Art of Making Memories. I've read this one, and there's one more about happiness. So I think though I'm going to take a little break in between and read a different nonfiction book. So I usually have a fiction book and a nonfiction book on the go, just depending on what I want to read. So I am going to start with this book. It's called You Are Awesome, and it says how to navigate change, wrestle with failure, and live an intentional life, which I think is very fitting for right now. I'm getting back into self-help. I think I used to read exclusively self-help books at one point, and then when I got my diagnosis, I was like, well, these aren't gonna help me right now. But as I'm dipping my toes back into the real world, I guess, and I'm finishing up treatments and getting prepared to be somewhat normal again, I guess, I just think it'll be a good book to read, a good genre to get back into. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Again, I know most of it is probably talking, but I did have a lot to update, and then like I said, I haven't really been feeling well this week, which I think is good, to be honest. Like I've mentioned before in the beginning of this video, that, you know, not every day is super productive, filled with like 900 tasks, like a lot of, you know, things on the internet, on social media show, I guess. So yeah, hopefully next week I will feel better and I can do more of the things that I like doing, and I will continue to progress through the CBT and everything. So hoping that next week will be better, and also that I hear about the iron infusion. But I thought I would end off this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up. And also, if you're not subscribed to my channel already, please subscribe. It really helps me out. I hope you all are doing well, and I will see you in the next video.